The Lakeside Friendly Green, the home of world darts. Over the years, the biggest characters in the game have graced the Lakeside stage to bring us moments of sporting action we will never forget. They've made us laugh. They've made us cry. They've made us scream, and they've made us dream. The hits, the misses, the hugs, the kisses. We've watched them all from the edge of our seats, and now 8 celebrities are going to find out exactly what it's like to step out onto the Lakeside stage for the ultimate test of nerve and skill. This is Let's Play Darts for Comic Relief. I'm Gabby Logan, and welcome to Let's Play Darts for Comic Relief. The crowd here at the Lakeside can't wait for this very special tournament to begin. 8 celebrities have each been paired with a professional darts player for what promises to be a nail-biting competition in pursuit of the Let's Play Darts for Comic Relief trophy. So come on, join me backstage to meet some of the players. We have Lee Mack and Martin Adams, Richard Osman and Dieter Hedman, Sean Locke and Ted Hankey, Roisin Conaty and Richie George. So, Lee, do you have a game plan to take on this competition?
I'm going to be using 15 darts on every go. Which apparently is there's nothing in the rules that says you can't, so I assume you can. That's my attitude.
OK, Wolfie, there's 3-time BDO champion. Are you worried about any of the teams in particular?
There's a dark horse here. Although he's playing it down, but he's a dark horse.
He got 180 last night when we were practicing, which he genuinely said to me before the show, please, can you mention that? Didn't you?
I didn't mention it, because I thought I couldn't mention it because it would look, but I did.
You've done it once, you can do it again, and that must help the nerves, Richard.
My plan with the nerves is just the second I get up on the hockey, curl up in a ball and rock back and forth, shaking for the next hour. That's my plan. Is that what, Dieter? Yeah, that would be fine. Now, Dieter's going to look after me.
Sean.
Hello.
How do you think you and Ted are going to get on as partners?
I'm a bit worried about the Strictly curse, to be honest. I know my wife is. When she saw a picture of me on the internet, she said, "Oh, you're coming straight home tonight."
Roisin, you are quite new, shall we say, to sport.
Yes.
What kind of style have you adopted?
I'd say my style is quite throwy. I'm kind of a throwy kind of player. I like to throw the darts.
Of course, you're sat next to Richie George there, and your dad, Bobby George, is also competing. Are you going to beat him? Is this about a family battle as much as anything else?
It's inevitable, isn't it? He's passed a bit of the cell by date now, isn't he? So, that's why he's up there practicing now.
Guys, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Thank you for that. Well, in just a moment, we'll meet the rest of the players, take a look at the draw for the competition, and find out who'll be stepping out into the cauldron that is the Lakeside for the first of our quarter-final matches. But first, if you're new to darts, or maybe you just need to refamiliarise yourself with the rules of the game, here's a little primer to bring you up to speed. It's our Idiot's Guide to Darts. Take a look at this.
Darts. A game of skill. A game of nerve. A game of hand-to-eye coordination. Involving 3 small arrows and 1 board. It stands opposite. Your enemy, your friend. A game of darts is known as a leg. Don't ask me why this isn't QI. To win a leg, you must reduce your score from 501 to 0 before your opponent. How? By throwing your arrows at the board. For every visit to the hockey, and do not cross that line, you have 3 darts to get the highest score you can. The smaller targets carry greater risk, but greater reward. 180 is the perfect throw. To win a leg, your final dart must hit a double. If you've got 10 left, you need double 5 to finish. Or if you're on 50, you can hit the bull. Bullseye. Now that's how you play darts.
Yes! Sorry, Doc. Sorry for the interruption.
And that's how you mop a floor.
I'm joined now by the rest of the players, hoping to lift the fabulous trophy behind me here. We've got Bob Mortimer and Andy Fordham, Lisa Tarbuck and Bobby George, Martin Afire and Anastasia Dobromoslova, Tim Vine and Daryl Fitton. How has training been going, Bob?
I've got my dartboard set up at home. I've got an eye-level oven, so I've pulled that down and put the dartboard on the oven. When I miss, I chip off little bits of enamel from the oven, but the wife doesn't know yet. Yeah, and I'm getting really good. You'll be pleased to know I'm at hitting ovens.
That's quite dangerous if it bounces back.
It is dangerous, but I'm up for that. It's a dangerous sport, Gabby.
It is. Yeah. Tim, you are so into this, and you practice so much at home that we've heard that you actually have created a hole in the carpet.
Yeah, that's more a statement on the carpets than my darts, to be honest. I've got a very, very thin carpet.
Is the pressure the thing that is most worrying you, going out into that arena with that crowd?
I was saying to Andy earlier that my hand's going to start shaking when it matters, and I'm going to look like when you put a VHS on pause and it's just going like that. So I think it's going to be like that.
For our younger viewers, VHS was in the 90s. Martin, if anybody in this group can explain what it's like to cope with nerves at the highest level of sport, I think you're on a par with the darts players, aren't you, with your experiences across both codes of rugby.
Oh, I thought you were talking about splash then.
That was a disaster for you.
I've been practicing really intensively for a week. When my kids will let me, I've had to get a special kiddie dartboard, so they just keep them busy, so I can actually do it.
It's good for their maths, though, isn't it?
Yes, it's good for them. It's good for my maths as well.
Have you found your mental arithmetic? Are you getting quicker?
Yes, it is getting better. It's getting better.
Good stuff. OK, you are, Bobby, the king of bling. I mean, you know, you are just loaded. Look at you there, dripping in the stuff. Gold everywhere. And the walk-on as well, the theatre, which is something that you really engineered, didn't you?
Yeah, well, when I started playing darts, everyone was boring, basically. So I thought, well, I'll wear a sequin shirt and I'll wear the diamonds and the gold. And everyone sort of like thought, that's nice. It makes it a fun thing. And they've all got their nicknames now. Yeah. They'll have the walk-on music, which I started originally. So, you know, I've done something in the game of darts. OK, Lisa.
My dear.
This is all for an amazing course, as we know. And you have been out and you've done trips before, haven't you, for Comic
Yes, I have. I went to Zambia. And I was rubbish, actually, because I wasn't prepared for being hit so hard emotionally. I really wasn't. And it came as a shock to me. But it was a marvellous thing too. And bits of that trip still stay with me from things that people said. Quite amazing. So it's lovely to come back and sort of not be crying all the time.
Yeah.
So, well, I say that now.
Yeah, well, this sport could bring you to your knees.
It could bounce back and hit me in the head.
OK, thank you very much, guys. Well, we've met all our players. We're inching ever closer to our first quarter-final. But before we take a detailed look at the draw and find out who's playing the first match, it's time to get inside the mind of a darts player. To play the game at the top level requires maximum concentration and the ability to cope under extreme pressure. You're not just playing your opponent, you're playing the crowd, the occasion, and the nagging, doubting voices in your own mind. But don't just take my word for it. Let's hear what the professionals have to say as we explore the psychology behind the game of darts.
You've got to make sure that when you're ready to walk out, everything is 100% correct in your head. You're trying to clear your head, to be honest. You don't really want any silly thoughts in there. If the head's not right, you're not going to perform as well as you can.
The walk-ons, that's probably the most nerve-wracking thing for me.
You can feel the pressure building up when you turn around and look at the crowd. And then your adrenaline starts pumping. Your heart starts racing a little bit faster. Start to sweat. My mind wanders and start thinking of stupid things.
It's strange, I just try and think of, like, happy thoughts.
Sometimes I pick out a voice in the audience, just suddenly. You can't help but focus on that voice.
Every player will feel pressure at certain stages of any game. It's just how you handle it and how you get through it.
It's just an horrible feeling. You just want the ground to open up and swallow you, or just for them to hurry up and beat you.
To throw the final shot under pressure, it's hard to explain because you know if you get it, you're world champion. You know if you miss it, you're in trouble. And you just got to send your demons away and just throw it as straight as you can. It's a very strange game of darts.
Now, throughout the tournament, I'll be joined by 3 times BDO World Championship runner-up Tony O'Shea, who'll be casting his expert eye over all the action. So here to take a look at the draw for us and talk us through what we can expect from our players, please welcome Tony. Good to see you, Tony. Thank you for lending me your expertise. Let's have a little look at this quarter-final draw. It's an interesting matchup, isn't it, to get us going? What do you make of it?
When I first saw the pairings, two stood out for me. And now looking at the draw, if they play the way I think they can, meet in the final.
Tell me.
Lee Martin Adams versus Daryl Fitton and Tim Vine.
Do you think that's the final?
I had an inkling before it, and now I've seen the draw, it can actually happen. But obviously it's darts and anything can happen.
Who could cause an upset, though? That's your prediction, that's your expert opinion. Who in there can mix it up and rumble the party?
Darts is such a crazy game. You can have your favourites, but I'm a bit intrigued by Bob Mortimer. He said he refused some coaching on it, so I think he might have a secret weapon there.
OK, thank you very much, Tony.
You're
Good
welcome.
to chat to you. You're staying with me, though. You are my expert throughout this competition. It's shaping up to be a fascinating tournament, and we're just minutes away from the first match. It's Lee Mack and Wolfie Adams versus Martin Offiah and Anastasia Dobromoslova. Let's find out a little bit more about each team. Quarter-finalists, and the nerves are tangible. Guys, you've got time now to go and get yourselves ready for this contest. And while they do that, here's a film to explain the real reason why we're all here.
There are people all over Africa who work very, very hard to make their lives better, but sometimes it feels like the odds are stacked against them, OK? I first met Bernard 4 years ago when life was really, really awful for him. His parents had both died, and Bernard was spending all his time trying to provide for himself and his 4 siblings whilst living in a terrible, horrible hellhole. So with Comic Relief's help and a little bit of cash from me, we were able to move Bernard and his family to a better place to live and give him the thing he wanted most in the world, an education.
Oh, my God!
Hello, Lynette. How are you? I had that haircut. Hello. Hello, Sylvia. Nice to see you. Come here. How are you? I'm very good.
Bernard and his family hadn't seen the clips from when we first met 4 years ago. Nothing could have prepared me for when I met this family of 5 orphans and 14-year-old Bernard, who was struggling to make ends meet.
Hello. How are you? I'm Len.
I'm Bernard.
Hello, Bernard. How are you?
Left with the responsibility of raising his family, Bernard was trapped in poverty. The dream of getting an education was little more than a dream.
If your mum's dead and your dad's dead, and you've been a parent for a while, for more than 2 or 3 years, maybe it's time somebody else took the strain for you. I think I want to do that for him. I can't bear this anymore.
It has changed completely, because before, I think you can remember. yeah. It has changed. If you can remember that time when you came for the first time, it was our first time for...
Keep talking.
But now, since you get to come, you bring us together, you bring my family together, and it is awesome.
Bernard here is proof that a bit of help at the right time can truly change a life forever. You gave him a leg up and not a handout, and he's doing well now. Good job.
Good job.
Do it again for someone else tonight. Good job.
Good job.
To donate £5, text DARTS to 70005. Text costs £5 plus your standard network message charge, and the whole £5 goes to Comic Relief. You must be 16 or over, and please ask the bill payer's permission. For full terms and conditions, visit bbc.co.uk/rednoseday.
Please do give if you can. And if you want to get involved in the darts action and raise money for Red Nose Day, just go to the address on the screen now and you'll find all sorts of darts-related fundraising ideas and a very special Let's Play Darts for Comic Relief sweepstake game. Now, on with the darts, and it's the moment we've all been waiting for, the very first match of the tournament. It's Lee Mack and Martin Adams versus Martin Offiah and Anastasia Dobromoslova. I'll hand you over to our MC, Rab Butler, who's waiting to introduce the players onto the lakeside stage. Let's play darts for Comic Relief!
Ladies and gentlemen, the 3 times Lakeside World Champion and one of the all-time darts greats. Please give him all you've got. It's Wolfie Martin Adams! He's one of the nation's favourite stand-up comics, a team captain on Would I Lie to You, and the writer and star of Not Going Out. Please give a great Lakeside welcome for Lee Hit the Board Mack. She's 3-time Women's World Champion, so give a warm welcome to the lady from a cold country. It's Anastasia Dobromislova! He's a legend of rugby league, a winger for club and country. Please put your hands together for Martin Chariots of Fire! Your referee, Mr. Nick Rose.
Let's go straight to Tony Green and Vassos Alexander, your commentators for our first quarter-final.
Lee Mack and Martin Adams against Martin Offiah and Anastasia Dobromislova. 2 darts professionals with 6 world titles between them. A former elite sportsman who scored, would you believe, 501 tries in a glittering rugby career. And a comedian who grew up with a darts board over his bed and always dreamt of playing on the Lakeside stage. Could be quite tasty, this. Let's play darts for comic relief. Here come the darts.
It's the best of 9 legs. First leg, it's Lee to throw first. Game on.
So, just to reiterate, best of 9 legs, or first to 5 if you prefer. Each leg counting down from 501, ending on a double, the outer ring. The middle ring, where they're aiming now,
45.
Is the treble. So, prime time darts, Tony Green must take you back to the heady days of Bullseye.
One. Let's hope we get more than that. I'm sure we will.
10.
Stars there of Rugby League. And stars of darts.
Still waiting for our
44.
first treble. Not the start that Martin Adams would have wanted. Now, Anastasia. What she got? There it is. The red bit, the lipstick as they call it. Worth 60 points.
Yeah, they're all dressed up for a great cause here. Comic relief.
22.
It's all right, Lee, don't worry, it's early days, mate. Loads of legs still to go.
Not missing by much. Lee Mack. But missing the treble 20.
They may be laughing a little bit,
31.
but they're serious, you can guarantee. Three times world champion, Martin Adams.
60.
Nervous start from the man they call Wolfie. Anastasia looks like she's into her darts quicker.
41.
Three good darts for 41.
45.
Yeah. Avid darts player Lee Mack grew up in a pub and says at 17 he went on the dole so he could play darts all day.
He should be good.
19.
He grew up in a pub.
Here's a man who was England captain for 20 years.
83.
And world champion in 2007, 2010 and 2011. An absolute fixture at Lakeside, as is
96.
Anastasia Dobromislova. Switching down to the 19s.
Believe it or not, Lee here realised he was good at darts, and it's in 180s.
100.
Became a regular performance. And there he is.
You can tell he's played a bit.
44.
And you can tell from his face that Martin of Fire...
Martin, you require 102.
...is very competitive. As, of course, are our darts players.
So,
42.
Had a chance there.
Anastasia, you require 160.
Here she comes. The Golden Girl won't be finishing on this throw. So, Martin.
43. Lee, you require 60.
He can finish. 20. Oh.
15.
Single 15. Leaving double top.
Give me a minute to settle myself. And please.
Getting the best of order.
20. Martin, you require 117.
Well, can be done. Needs a treble 20. So Martin Adams will be back, needing a double 20 to win the first leg.
Require 40.
Takes aim. Now he needs a double 10. Down and right, and there it is.
Shot, and the first leg. Lee Mack, Martin Adams.
Lee and Martin took the next leg to go 2-0 up. We rejoin the action in the third, with Anastasia at the Oki trailing by 110 points.
Yeah, good cover shot from Anastasia. It's called in Russia.
98.
Oh dear. Well, that's a good one.
63.
Treble 19 from Martin of Fire. Cracking middle dart.
He's coming down, is he? No.
43.
Come on, Anastasia.
60.
It's good.
Well, all players
60.
Struggling a little bit with their scoring, but as the great Bobby George, who'll play in a later quarter-final, always says, scores for show, doubles for dough.
34.
And we are getting to the business end of this third leg now. This can be done, not anymore.
60.
Okay. To put him under pressure. Good start.
95. 25 all day. And we'll take it from there.
Right, see how good this man is. He doesn't have double troubles. Treble 19 to develop. 15,
he's seen the ball.
45. He went for that for 25 or bull. He's a bit deaf as well.
5 and touch.
Oh, he went for 5 and double top and just missed the big 5. I mean, hit the bullseye.
Oh dear, it's fun and games. Mind you, that's what it's about. It's comic relief.
80. Martin, you require 131.
Needs the treble 20. Pulled it.
43. Martin, you require 15.
The professional at the Oki 7.
No score. Anastasia, you require 88.
Yes. Double 14.
Game
Yes!
shot.
Well done, Anastasia. Smiles all round.
We're not going nowhere.
So a defiant Anastasia and Martin pull one leg back. Let's rejoin the action early on in the fourth. Don't forget, it's the best of 9 legs.
Yes, he's got one.
80.
Oh, so loose.
It's a bit too excited now.
Anastasia can't stop laughing.
Well, you have
She's
been
doing
getting
well.
closer and closer and closer, and he finally hit one.
58.
Good one. And another. Is this a maximum?
No, he was thinking.
133.
Didn't want to leave 11.
Lee, you require 58.
So, single 18, double top. Hit a single 18 first.
12.
No need for sarcasm.
He meant that, he meant that. A 6 or a 14?
I thought 3 4s were 18.
Oh, well.
Sorry, what are we on?
You get 6 or a 6 or a 14?
6 or a 14?
You like tops, so go 6 and tops.
18.
Is that you, Nick?
81. Martin, you require 40.
So we restore the two-leg lead then. Double top, double 10. He's hit it once. It's a good marker.
20.
The further away, a bit closer.
Yes. Martin, you require 113.
Come on, Martin. The can't finish now. 108.
15.
Well, Luke's your favourite, this one.
Moving to the hockey.
Lee, you require 20.
The star. Double 10. 2 to go. He's closer still. Oh,
No
dear.
score. Anastasia, you require 98.
20s and 19s is the shot. Treble 18 for double 12. Can't now finish, so another
58.
shot. For Lee
Martin, you require
and Martin.
20.
And it's the three-time world champion taking aim at double 10, hitting double 10, and restoring the two-leg lead.
Lee and Wolfie pile on the pressure. We pick up the action early in the 5th leg. Remember, it's the first of 5 legs that goes through.
He's finding some form now, Lee Mack. You can tell he grew up playing darts. Martin's a late convert, but fiercely competitive.
And a bloody great rugby player.
60.
Rarely seen Martin looking so relaxed up on that stage, especially after missing, 6 starts this leg at the treble 20.
Oh, yes, he's there again.
81.
You think Lee was the England captain?
Well, there's still time for him. He fancies a change of career again.
70.
Lee Mack claims a lack of dedication is the reason he never made it in pro darts. Did play for his pub.
That's the trouble.
What we got? 73. 73.
81.
Double 90, double 8.
Lee, you require 73.
So 16 would leave the bullseye. Bullseye for the leg.
Oh, I like your shot.
28. Martin, you require
Good
120.
shot. Come on, Martin. Treble 20. He won't be doing it now. It's the other
45.
Martin that's coming in.
Martin, you require
And if you're new to
45.
darts and you're wondering why Tony just mentioned a city in China, Shanghai, as Martin aims for double 16, is what they call it when you do treble, single, double. Double 16 here for the leg.
29.
No.
That was really better.
Anastasia, you require 75.
It's the 25. Oh, she went for ball. She can't finish now. Lee Mack.
53.
Double 8.
Lee, you require 16.
Big darts, these in the context of the match.
Where's that one gone? On the wire.
Can I have that?
Down the road, but not in here.
I'm going to do fancy throw from the side.
Good man.
Yes, it's there! What a shot! Not the knife, it's now not the dart.
A class checkout from Lee there. So it's into the sixth leg with Lee at the Oki trailing by 6 points.
Straight into the treble 20 again. Lee Mack, these are terrific darts.
81.
Genuinely terrific darts. 43 with his first visit, but 3 good darts.
55. 85.
You have to say at the moment, Tony, Lee Mack has been the difference between these sides, and Lee Mack is the reason.
He's been practicing a lot, I can tell you. Yeah.
But they're 1 leg away from the semi-finals.
Took a week away from work.
Oh, good hit.
45.
You can see now he's getting serious. No joking, Martin.
So to Anastasia.
Yeah, plenty of room.
81.
A real match player, Anastasia Dobromislova.
Lee as well
83.
has a chance to finish in this match. 2-3-9 the score for Martin at the Oki.
25.
So
Lee, you require
6 darts
104.
if they need them for the match from 104. Treble 17 would have left the bullseye.
That's good hit, mate. Yeah.
54.
Good hit, son.
Good stuff again from Lee Mack, though. Good cover dart.
No, can't get into the
56.
treble, but it's a finish.
Martin,
But
you
let's
require
see.
50.
Is this match point? It's the ball. Double 18.
14.
A chance, a big chance.
Martin, you require 158.
He's a big man, but I doubt if he can finish this big finish. Could be all over now.
13.
Little double 18, son.
Double 18.
Lee, you require 36.
We're to finish this off.
Game. Shot. And the winner of your first Let's Play Darts for Comic Relief quarterfinals, Lee Mack and Martin Adams.
What an emphatic victory from Martin and Lee. A fantastic performance. In just a moment, I'll be getting all the reactions from the players. But before that, let's not forget that this whole tournament is about raising money for Red Nose Day. Take a look at this. I'm here in Leeds to meet Josh, whose life changed dramatically 9 years ago.
It was just a standard, normal school day. Got to about lunchtime and my arms stopped moving. By the time I got home, just laid on the floor. That was it then. Neck, down, gone. Couldn't move, anything.
Josh was suffering from a rare neurological disorder which attacked his spinal cord, causing paralysis.
I don't think until a doctor actually said to my face, "You're never going to walk again," that it still didn't click then.
It was very, very frightening how quickly it progressed. And the hospital was a poorly ward, and we got to bring our child home. It's gone again.
The transition was hard for the whole family to cope with. But thankfully, Josh has found hope at a Comic Relief funded project. This club supports rehabilitation through disability sports like wheelchair rugby and basketball.
Spiderwise helped me develop as a person. Come here as a 10-year-old. I'm 18 now, coached at national level. It's amazing.
Organisations like this give confidence and support. Please help us keep places like this going. To donate £5, text DARTS to 70005. Text costs £5 plus your standard network message charge. And the whole £5 goes to Comic Relief. You must be 16 or over, and please ask the bill payer's permission. For full terms and conditions, visit bbc.co.uk/Red Nose Day. £5 can make such a big difference, so please do text if you can. Now, I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Lee Mack and Martin Adams and Martin Offiah and Anastasia Dobromislova and our resident expert, Tony O'Shea. Well, it was a fabulous victory by you two, Martin and Lee. Huge congratulations, commiserations to you two, but I think we'll all agree, Tony, the better team won.
First couple of legs was obviously very nervous, but then Lee came into his own and played brilliant there for the 3 legs and totally changed the game.
It genuinely was the greatest day of my life, and I include the birth of my children.
Anastasia, That checkout to bring the score to 2-1 in that third leg there, I think that was the moment we thought perhaps the balance of power was going to swing in this match.
I thought we would win then, but...
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, it was, Tony, it was potentially a pivotal moment. It turned out not to be, but it looked like it could be the moment that the energy was going to switch.
Well, around that time, that 88 finish, I mean, it was awesome, and anyone who knows, I know, expected us to get it, to be honest.
Well, this gave you, Martin, a chance in that fourth leg.
Yeah, I think at one stage, Anastasia was telling me to go for 19, then I kept putting it in the 7 and the 3, so I think I was good enough just to be bad. I think that's how good I was. Yeah. I wasn't quite on the 20 or the 19, I was just straight on either side.
Not to be diabolical.
Darts is, got a lot of respect for dart players, it is a tough sport.
But we are going to have to go back to you, Lee, because there were 2 checkouts. Let's have a look at the one on the 5th leg. He's going for 4-1 at this point. And, of course, it was a tense moment.
They had to pull out wide for that, didn't they?
Yes.
I'm quite impressed with that, yeah. I did that because I genuinely thought I was dreaming, and that didn't happen. But it did happen, did it?
It did.
I'm impressed.
So where does that rank now?
That's now better than my marriage. So I've included the birth of my children and now my marriage.
I don't know where you're going to go with this. Because
I've run out of relatives.
To win the quarter-final, to get yourself into the semi-final,
yeah.
To make it 5-1, your checkout here was pretty impressive. Let's have a look.
Good guy, good marker.
That was me just lifting up my man boobs. Like Martin said, I've got a lot of respect for Cosmo because your hand is going, isn't it? Properly shaking. At
the very last checkout, when this could be it, you can win the match, Tony. You know, the level of nerves just must ramp up.
That last double's the hardest to it, but I think he's found something there because he takes the expectation away by talking to everyone, and everyone settles down again. He's hit the double before you know it.
For the next match, I'll ring my mobile phone and just have a few chats. You know, while my kids and my wife aren't talking to me. I'll find someone to talk to. I might get on Babe Station as I'm playing.
Well, we all enjoyed it immensely. Congratulations. Well
Thank you very much.
Lee, Martin, commiserations, Anastasia and Martin Offiah. Well, he may be a comedian, but tonight he certainly wasn't joking. Lee Mack and Wolfie Adams are through to the next round. Martin and Anastasia get to ride their chariot home. Join us for our next match when Lisa Tarbuck and Bobby George will go dart to dart with Richard Osman and Dieter Hedman. It'll be anything but pointless. Good night.
Even though the dancing's done, don't worry 'cause the night is young. Who cares where we go? We're ready for the afterglow.
There it is. Yes, well done, Anastasia.
Taking aim.
Could be all over now.